Hello and welcome everybody to the first stream of 2023. I'm here and I'm going to be showing you how to make some fantastic Gemini style bracelets. I just realized I don't have my demo pieces in here. It's been a bit of a manic rush to make sure everything was prepared and ready. It's always the way with the first one of the year, isn't it? That you got to get back into the groove, try and remember how you do everything, get it all set back up again. Let me just shift this camera for starters even. Ooh, no, it doesn't want to happen. Maybe later. But yeah, it's going to be lots and lots of fun. We've got good things planned for this year. So a big welcome back to all of you. Thank you so much for joining. Let me just check that everything is running, both on Facebook and on YouTube. Hopefully it is. But anyway, yes, everything is working, it seems. Good. This is good news, I think. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Sorry, it was a couple of minutes late there, but you know, we got there eventually. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to be making our Gemini bracelet. The bracelet itself has this gorgeous little peyote strip that runs through the middle, which is made with twin beads. Now, if you've never heard of twin beads before, essentially they are little two-hole, I guess they kind of look a bit like rice grains with two little holes in each side, and then those, they look, if you know what super duos are, they're very, very similar to a super duo, but I need the demo pieces. Unfortunately, I don't have them in here. I'm hoping someone is listening, but I can show you what they look like in just a second. But in terms of today's tutorial, we do have a fantastic kit that we are doing with today's tutorial, which if I just show it to you here on the table, basically what you will be getting is this little fella just here. So it'll come as one lovely little kit. You can see you've got your instructions in there. If we turn that over to the back, you've got your thread. I'll open this up so that you can actually see all of the great things that you get in there. But more or less, there's plenty in here for making up lots and lots of little projects. And just as I've just been saying and hoping, our little demo pieces are here. And this is what our little finished design looks like. So gorgeous little bracelets that you can make with fantastic patterns, or if you prefer them just plain and without a pattern, you can do that as well. There's lots and lots of different ways that you can do them. But for example, if you are going to get our little kit, you will get lots and lots of different little patterns and things. And we have a bundle, which, because we have 4 different colorways that we're going to be potentially playing with today, like a nice mermaid toned one here. We have a gorgeous silver lightning, this one was called, I think. We have Secret Garden here, which has all of these gorgeous green tones in it. This one is possibly my favorite, I think. And then we also have the Vintage Rose, which I think is also a really lovely little set just there. But anyway, if you get that, you will also get, you can choose any 2 or more. Just to tell you real quick, you can choose any 2 or more. You get a 15% discount, and you'll also get our pattern pack, which has 15 different designs in there with their word charts as well. So if you have a look, for example, this one, if I just show you it, this one just here tells you, look, this is where the start, this is where the repeat ends, and then it tells you row 1 is BAA, row 2 ABA, etc, etc, etc. We will get on and have a look at this, but yeah, that's the bonus if you want to get any 2 or more. I will talk about that at the end though. But otherwise, the kit itself comes with our Gemini instructions. It shows you how to do it as 1 color, but you also get the bead chart on how to do it as a 2 color stripe like this. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate today. I'm going to do the 2 color variation just because I think it's a fun, easy little design. So materials wise, let me just adjust my camera a little. It's a bit low, cutting off the top of my hair there we are. That's a bit better, I think. Makes me a bit more, put me a bit more central. Perfect. So yeah, the actual design itself that we're going to do is a 2 color stripe. Unfortunately, I don't know, I think my little nephew found the two-colored striped version that I was going to show you my demo piece of, which was the one in the keyframe, if you saw that one at the beginning. I don't have that one, but that's what we're going to be making. So anyway, I'm going to work with our mermaid colorway, which is this one just here. I think it's just gorgeous. You've got these beautiful purple iris twin beads in there, which I'll show you what the twin beads look like in a minute more accurately. You've got a lovely light bluey tone as well, sort of a bluey purple tone. Then you've got more of a richer blue tone, and then we have this gorgeous greenier tone as well, which is sort of a bit like, you know, well, this is where you get that mermaid look from, the combination of them all, and then your bracelets can be bordered with these gold seed beads here. So this is the one that I'm going to go for, but with my two color, just because I'm going to do the two color stripe, which two colors do we reckon are going to look really nice together? So we have our gold seed bead. I don't know which one shall I use? I'm gonna do some hellos. I can see lots of people are commenting in saying hello. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to you all, and I will be saying hello. So let me just choose the beads I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna go through and see all of these different little beads that we've got. So I'm gonna go with the gold seed bead for my edging. And then I think these two look quite nice. There's a decent contrast between the two of them. Otherwise, I could go with, do you know what? What do we think about these two with the gold? Yeah, I think I'm going to do the... Ooh, I could always do those two. They look nice together. No, I think I will do the purple and then the bluey purple one as well. This is what I'm going to make as my combo, I think. So I'm going to do a 2-bead stripe. Now, let me just check out and see who has been saying hello. So we are live both on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So those of you who are on Facebook, we have Elaine. Elaine says, can you buy the patterns separately? Yes, you can. So the instructions, I think, are just on the website, but the bonus 15 patterns, you can get that just on the website. Oh yeah, Azra, also on Facebook, she says, I'm sharing a tip. It happens sometimes that one of the holes is closed, so always check both holes before continuing. Yes, that is a great tip there from Azra. Over on YouTube, we have lots of people. So Rhonda is here. She says, hi everyone, I'm really excited to see this tutorial. Well, I'm glad you could stay up late to join us, Rhonda. Rhonda is in Australia, where it must be somewhere in the region of about 2 in the morning. You're a crazy lady. Dedicated to the beads is our Rhonda here. We also have Eugenia. She says, happy Friday, everyone. We have a lady who's here from Ontario, Canada. Tara, maybe? I'm not sure. It says, hi from Ontario, Canada. We have Ruti in Jerusalem. Thanks for joining us, Ruti. Lovely to see you. Lorraine is here. She says, hello all. We have Trish from a grey and drizzly island. Thanks for joining us, Trish. So glad you could be here. Julie in Colorado. Kellyanne is also from a dreary place in overcast Maine. And then we have Marie, who had, wow, knee surgery yesterday. Wow, well, I wish you a speedy recovery, Marie. And I hope you are feeling not too sore, not too well. And I hope you enjoy a bit of beadwork. So anyway, let's get going now. With this little design, it is a nice, simple little tutorial, this one. We're starting off with something nice, simple, and easy. So I think this one is going to be lots and lots of fun today. So anyway, let me just grab myself out some of these little bits. We're also going to be using some of these fantastic 2-strand magnetic clasps, which if you haven't seen these before, they are really, really easy and handy to use. More or less, we're going to attach one side of our bracelet to this side of the clasp. We're going to attach the other side of our bracelet to this side, and then they just pull apart like this. And that is, wait, let's move this out of the way so it doesn't try and focus on that. And then you can see one side just slips inside. There's a lovely little groove just here, and it will just pop back in there. And then we have little magnets on the inside that keep it together. So you don't have the strength of a magnet keeping it together. You've got metal on metal that's preventing it from coming this way. But when you want to take it off, the two ends just slide apart like that. See? Push it in, pull it out, and they just slide through that little gap. Now, the thing with these, just to make them extra secure, sometimes this little end piece can be a little bit tight, in which case, if it is, you can just use a plier and just put your piece in and just rotate slightly like this, and that just opens up that little gap at the very, very end. When they're brand new, they're meant to be ultra tight so that they don't open, but if you just do that like that there, it just helps them to slide through way better there, and then they just snap in. See that? So that's tip number 1. So because I'm making this little piece just here, I'm going to go with a thread color that is completely different, just so it's really easy to see what I'm doing with it just here. I've got a bright green thread. This is my Spider-on beading thread that I'll be using. So as per usual, Spider-on thread is my go-to. That's what we're going to be using today. So if you want to get that, you can check out the links to all of these products and things in the description down below or up above, depending on if you're on YouTube or Facebook, to where you can find the kits. You can get Spider-on, you can get twins, you can get extra clasps, you can get more seed beads, all sorts of things straight from our website, which if you look down below in the very, very bottom corner, it says beadspider.co.uk. That is our website. So if you love our tutorials and you want to support us, shop with us. Speaking of supporting us, I tell you, we are so close to 40,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we were almost on Jermaine's video that she did, our most popular video of all time, is going to reach 1 million views this weekend. So if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel before, now's a great time, because you can help us get to that 40,000 subscribers mark. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely click that button and help us get there. And if you haven't seen it, Jermaine's video on the making elastic bracelets, it's a great technique. It's got 998,000 and like 800 views or something. So we're really, really close to getting that 1 million views. So hey, it could be you. Go watch our video, and maybe you will be the millionth viewer. So anyway, these are the colors that I'm going to be using for today's tutorial. Obviously, if you get the kit, you can mix them and match them. If you're getting multiple kits, you can mix and match things from there as well. Like, for example, this color here could go nicely with our green set. This purple might go really nicely with some of the ones in our vintage rose as well. The blue from in here could go nicely with this set. I don't know, you can mix them and match them. That's why we've got a bundle deal that if you want to get any 2 or more, you get 15% off and you get all those bonus patterns. So let's finally begin. So step 1, we need to create a nice little stopper bead. So the way that we're going to do that is grab one little seed bead. It doesn't matter what color it is. This is just like a little bead that we're going to have for now, that we're going to get rid of at the end when we want to do our little clasp. I just realized I never used my scissors to cut my thread. So I have, there we go, cut that now. Still attached to my spool, there we are. So yes, so we're going to thread this little stopper bead down to the end of our thread. We're going to leave about 8 inches or 20 centimeters, depending if you're in metric or in centimeters. Leave that at the bottom of our thread here. We're going to just loop around back through there, pull all the way through, get it nice and tight, and then I'm going to go through it once again so that it is nice and firm in place, and this is going to be a little stopper. So that's going to just lock our thread in place so that it is exactly where we want it to be, and the beading work, it will sort of work to help us continue beading. So more or less what we're going to do now is, if we look at my pattern, which I've put here, so I mean I could show you the instructions with the diagrams. You've got your full diagram showing you how to do it, but I'm going to just go through the whole process, one to the next to the next. like I said, we're going to be making this little fella just here. So because of that, if you have a look, when we're making this one, when we're doing our twins, the first row, so if you have a look, I call them rows, but I guess maybe that's slightly misleading because rows would be maybe, I don't know, this way. But if you look at it this way, they're rows. But anyway, so the first row is 1, 2, and 3 beads. Then the next row is this one, and this one. Then we're going to go back there. So we're going to just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all the way down, filling in these beads as we go. So to begin with, our first little row of beads, what we do, we've got our stopper bead just there. We're going to pick up the twin bead, which is the first bead of row 1. We're going to add 2 seed beads, then the second bead of row 1, 2 seed beads, the third bead of row 1, and then we're going to add 2 more seed beads after that as well. So let's pick up, based on our little design sheet here, it's 1 of color B. So we'll say the dark purple can be our color B. Then, like I said, 2 seed beads. I'll zoom in again in a second. In fact, I'll do it now. Why not? No, I won't, apparently. The thing isn't working. Wait a moment. Let me just see if I can fix that. Camera's just being a bit funny. There we go. And if I just click this little button, hopefully now... Is it going to ring? No. There we go. Ugh, dear oh dear. I tell you, my camera, it's my camera's living the funny little life just there. Just give me 10 seconds. I'll see if I can get this fixed. 1 minute, one more time. Come on. There we go. And put it into manual zoom. No, come on. Ugh, one of the buttons isn't working properly. Whatever. All right, I'll see if I can fix it in a minute. But for now, let's just get started, shall we? So, yeah, as I said, we're going to pick up 2 seed beads. Then we're going to go with our color A bead, as it were. Aha! Is it working? Yes, there we are. Bloody. Oh, and now I bet you the manual focus isn't working. I'll fix that in a minute. So, yeah, so we have the little bead just there. And then... Come on. Get back to the focus. Sorry. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Okay. So then we're going to pick up 2 more seed beads. And finally, 1 more of our color A color. So this sort of periwinkly purple can be our color A. This one here can be our color B. So if I just slide those down all the way, I'm going to just bring that down to my little stopper bead just here. See that? So that's going to create row number 1. So if I just hold those tight with my finger, so I'm going to just keep my fingers, the thread pinched in that little space just there. It's going to allow me, oh, I need to pick up 2 more beads to finish that one. There we go. This is going to be the first little row just here. So now what we're going to do is pick up some beads so that we can turn the corner. So we need to pick up 1 more seed bead, and then if we have a look, I need to pick up a color B first. So I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead and 1 color B. So this is to make the double, the stripe pattern. And now what we're going to do is just slide this on down. And we're going to just come directly back into the second hole. So see that? See how these little twin beads have 2 holes? You go down into this little second hole here. And as we pull tight, it's going to just sit. See that? Slightly off angle. So the second hole of this one and the first hole of that one are now aligned to each other. So now I'm going to pick up another one of my color A ones just here, which if you have a little look, see that? See how they got 2 holes? Like Azra said over on Facebook, don't forget to check your holes just to make sure, because they can be a little bit clogged and it's easy enough to get them nice and clear again usually, but it's important to check just because every once in a while you might find that there's one with a gummed up hole, and if you don't fix it at the time, it can cause you problems. So let's grab another one here. and I'm going to go down another one of these color A beads down into this last little bead. I'm going to pull that tight, and now you can see it's starting to create this little shape here. So if you have a look, I've got it nice and loose still, but you can see it's sort of like the first hole of this one, this one, and this one. These are the beads of row 2. So these ones here, we're using the second hole of row 1 and then the first hole of row 2. Now to add row 3, I'm going to just pull tight, and I'm going to pick up the first bead of row 3. So one seed bead, which is going to allow us to turn. Then we're going to pick up one color A, like so. And I'm going to just pass back around, and much like we did before, I'm going to go straight back into the second hole from the previous row. So the beads I just added in row 2, I'm going to go through the second hole of those beads. So see that? So there they are. This one here, there's row 1. The first hole of row 1 is with the seed beads. The first hole of row 2 connects to the second hole of row 1, and so on. And now that we're doing our third row, the first hole of row 3 connects to the second hole of row 2. So these beads are row 2, so I'm going to go from this hole to that hole, and I'm going to just pick up beads along the way to continue our little pattern here. So the next one we need is another color A. I'm going to just go straight into that first little hole just in here, and as I pull that tight, it's going to fill that gap as well. Now I need to pick up a color B. So if we just pick up one of the darker purple beads, I can go into that second hole of that little purple bead there too, pull all the way through, and there you go. That adds the entirety of row 3. So now to add row 4, I'm going to flip my work over just because I find it easier to work up, up, up all the time. So what we're going to do now is pick up one seed bead. We need to start with a seed bead on each turn. If you forget it, I'll show you how to fix that a bit later on, but we can come back to that a bit later on. But anyway, there's the first seed bead. Now we're going to do our 4th row. So the way to know which row you're at, by the way, if you count like this, row 1, 2, 3, we're going to add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so forth. So they zigzag. Or you can count how many beads there are on each end. So if you have a look, this side has 1, 2, and this side has 1. So that means we've done 1, 2, 3 rows in total. So you'll see again in a second. I'll go through that bead there. Oh, wait, I need to pick up my seed bead and also my twin. Nearly forgot that. And we're going to go through the second hole of the twin in the previous bead. Pull that tight, and that's going to sit in position there. If it's a little bit loose, you can just pull on the seed bead more or less. See how I just pulled on that? Pinch it with your fingers and then pull back down. But it's easier if you want to just do it towards the end of each row. It's another time you can do it. So anyway, now we're going from the second hole. We're going to pick up one of these twins, and we're going to go to the second hole of the next bead. And see how that's creating that nice stripe shape. So if you look at it, we want to have another bead continuing this stripe pattern. So I'll pick up one more of my color A here, and I'm going to just go straight into the second hole of that final bead of this row. So if you wanted to make this extra wide, if you wanted to make an even wider version, you just start with more beads in your first row. If you did 4 beads in the first row, it would be 8 beads wide. If you start with 5 beads in your first row, it'll be 10 beads wide. So you can increase the width of your pattern if you want to do it. But I find that this nice little 3 bead piece is a good width. At least I like this width. But you can, of course, adapt it if you want to. So anyway, we're going to come back now. I won't rotate this one, just so you can see the difference. Pick up one little seed bead, because that's what we always do when we do our turn. And now I'm going to pick up, we want to continue this stripe shape, and this bead's going to sit just here. So what color do I need it to be? I want it to be the same as this one here. So I'm going to pick up one of these color A's, and I'm going to go down the second hole of that bead. See, it's really, really easy to do this. It's just a back and forth, all the way along, adding those little beads in. So now to continue this purple stripe, the dark purple stripe, we're going to need one dark purple, and we're going to go into the second hole of the next bead. So pull that tight, pick up one more, and we're going to go through there. So every single one of these rows, I guess we call them rows, but maybe they're more like columns when we're working this way, is going to have 3 of our twin beads in it. So now we've added all 3 of those twin beads. We can pick up a seed bead so that we can do our turnaround, and then we're going to come back the other way. So we've got a 2 bead width stripe there. So if you have a look at my pattern, see how it's 2 beads, 2 beads, 2 beads like this? We've done rows, look, you can count them like this. Row 1, row 2 is here, row 3 is there, row 4 is there, and row 5 is there. Or you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows. We're about to start row 6. So if we have a look here, row 6 is A, then B, then B. So if we just pick up those beads now, start with a seed bead. First thing was an A. So we're going to loop back around into the second hole from the previous row. And then what was it again? A B. B, then a B. So we did A, then B, then B. Pull that nice and tight. Pinch it closed. Pick up a B into that second hole. Then pick up a B. And get another one in there. And into that second hole. Just there, like that. And then there's that next row. And see, we're really starting to get that stripe pattern coming together now. So I'm going to flip this over to do row 7. Now, how do we know if we're up to row 7? I know you guys remember. Ready? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm ready to add row 7. That's the easiest way. You can also count the opposite ends. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I'm on to 7. So yeah, it's just up to you whether you do it like that or not. Whichever way you find easier to count, that's the way to do it. So I'm going to just continue this. I'm going to smash out a few rows really quickly. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Kay says I didn't get a notification. Well, Kay, if you didn't get the notification, when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, because she's over on YouTube, make sure there's a little bell. Make sure you click that bell and then you get notified when we do our tutorials. But potentially it's just because we hadn't done one for a little while that they weren't showing up. But once you start watching us again, now that we're back this year, you should start getting your notifications again if you already have that bell clicked. But yeah, that's the problem when we take a break for a little while. We had, I think, nearly 6 weeks off. Jermaine and Andrew had time on the ship. They had a lovely time on their cruises. Maxine and I have been very busy here in Cheltenham as well. In fact, we're moving into a brand new house. We've just bought a new build home together. So wait a minute, let me just make a little change here. Just 1 second, sorry. Just trying to zoom it in a tiny bit more. I don't know what the deal is with this camera. Oh, come on now. Ah! Keeps jumping. Alright, I'm gonna just have to give it up. There we go. It's gonna let me zoom? Yes. Okay, let's hope it will just stay. Come on, stop that. If it keeps doing that, let me know. I'm going to have to fiddle with the buttons. So anyway, let's continue now. I'm going to do the next row, and I'm going to just blast a few rows out. So yeah, if you've got any questions, do let me know. What was I in the middle of saying? Oh yeah, Maxine and I, we're buying a house together. That's going to be completing in a few days' time. So we'll have our brand new home as of next week. So we've been very, very busy, hence why getting everything organized to do streams and the like. See that? See where I've just made a mistake? I almost forgot to do that little bead just there, the seed bead for the turn. But you know what? I'm going to leave it like that on purpose. You'll see. We're going to come back to that in a minute. You'll see that this is a common mistake, and you come back to it and you go, oh no, what have I done? Well, I'm going to show you how to fix that a bit later on. So when we get back to it, you'll soon see it's going to be something that we're going to need to fix, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So I think it helps to make it a little bit more difficult almost for us. It's almost on purpose if we do that. Now let me just, come on now. It's gonna work. This camera is having a hernia. I don't know what's going on. It's having a moment. Make it a teensy bit brighter. There we go, that'll do. I think that's a bit better. And now let's go to the zoom. There we go. Now we're on the zoom. Hopefully it will just stay on the zoom now. So anyway, let's continue doing a few more little rows. But yeah, if you've got any questions, now is the time. Ask away. If you've never seen this sort of thing before, let me know. If you're brand new, comment in and let me give you a shout out. We're live right now, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you are brand new to the channel and you've never seen us before, definitely hit that subscribe button, because we are so close to the 40,000 subscribers over on YouTube. I want to get there. I don't know which one's going to come first. The million views over on Jermaine's elastic bracelet video, or the 40,000 subscribers on the channel. Not sure yet. We'll see. They're going to be very close. Both of them are probably going to happen within the next few days. But yeah, any questions you have, now is the time. Put a big fat Q at the beginning of your comment, or even if you are just brand new, you want to say hello, you want to have a little shout out, put a big Q at the start of your comment, and I will give you a shout out, and I will call out to everybody and let them know what you've said just there. So now is the time. Plus also, if you are brand new, definitely comment in so I can say hello to you. I'll just check the Facebook comments, because for some reason they don't quite show the way they used to. Facebook made a change and we haven't been able to fix that just yet, but I can still view them manually. But I'll just have a look at that. I'll finish this row here, and then let's see what people have been saying anyway. Kay says, glad to see you back. I hope you had a great time teaching and the mini vacation for Jermaine, that one was, clearly. Let's see over on Facebook. Do we have some good comments? Elaine says, I've got loads of super duos, so this pattern is ideal to try this design. Well, Elaine, especially if you've got loads of super duos already, why don't you go and get our patterns? You can get the patterns on their own if you want, but otherwise, if you buy any 2 or more kits, you get them for free, all 15. And then Izzy says, I'm almost brand new. But I think Izzy was one of the people who met Mum and Dad on the ship. So lovely of you to join us, Izzy. She's over on Facebook. So thank you for joining us, Izzy. But otherwise, we are available both on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So let's do a couple more rows, and then I'm going to just make it like a mini little bracelet. This is just going to be a teeny weeny little bracelet piece, this one, I think. So let's pick that one up. What are we thinking of this colorway, by the way? Do you guys like this one? What's also news with you guys over Christmas? Did you have anything overly interesting happen to you over New Year or Christmas or anything like that? Comment in, let us know. We always want to hear. We want to know who's brand new. We want to know what you've been doing, what you've been getting up to, what interesting news you have in your lives too. Here we go. Let's just do... See, look, once you get the hang of it, this bracelet design is actually super quick to go out, to get going. So let's just press that one. Oh, by the way, also, for those of you who are watching, this Sunday, this is different from usual. There will be an email coming, but this Sunday, I have a YouTube premiere of the part 2 of our Elizabeth pendant. So if you missed last Friday, because I did a YouTube premiere last Friday with the Elizabeth necklace, which if you have no idea what I'm talking about, essentially Queen Elizabeth had this fantastic necklace, and it's been worn by Diana, it's been worn by Kate Middleton as well, and obviously the Queen wore it. It was given to her by the Japanese government. It's a beautiful pearl necklace, choker necklace, I made it into like a little tribute necklace that I did of the same design, so that if you wanted to, you could make it as well. There's a YouTube video that I've done, which is part 1 on how you make the pendant, but coming this Friday. This Sunday. So today is Friday the 10th of February. On Sunday the 12th of February, at pretty much whatever the time is now, 40 minutes ago, it'll be at the same time. So 40 minutes ago, so 3 p.m. UK time, I think that's 10 a.m. In the East Coast, 7 a.m. on the West Coast for those of you who are in the US. I think it's around about, I don't know, like 2 in the morning if you're up in Australia like Rhonda is. Our part 2 of that pendant is going to be available. I know a lot of people were waiting a long time for that little video to come, but finally I have it up and ready. I'll show you on our Bead Spider website where you can watch it, but I'm going to be sending out an email to let you guys know exactly how you can watch it and when. But anyway, we will be continuing with part 2, and there'll even be a part 3, which is how to do a multi-strand clasp. That'll be coming pretty soon as well. But the first one of those premieres is coming this Sunday. Here we go. So let me just keep on pulling my... my bead got caught. There we go. That's why I was wondering what was going on with my thread there. These things happen, don't they? Where's my tail thread? Get the tail thread out of the way, slide it all through, slide it through. Some of my beads have just come undone. There we go. We can fix that up. It's always the tail thread that's causing grief, isn't it? Just undo that. There we go. So one of my threads just got a bit caught. So see how it's all come a bit loose? No problem. We can fix that easily. So if we just pull on this little seed bead here, and then pinch, and then just pull the next seed bead along. So see this one, it's just here. That little twin bead's got caught. That's where it is. How did that happen? Oh, it's just twisted inside. Okay. Let's just unthread that one, shall we? There we go. My thread got caught inside there. Come on, in you go. We can just pull that all tight again. It's an easy fix if these sorts of things happen. You just got to go back through it and find where it's come loose, and then just pull that tight, pull that tight, pull that tight all the way till we're in position again. No, did I just... Yes, I did. Oh, man. What am I doing? Go back through there. Get out of there. There we go. So now pull the next seed bead, and that's going to pull that tight. Pinch, then pull the next seed bead, then just pull, 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 pull. The pinch is the best method of tightening your beads back up. Just pinch them all. There we go. Now, Kay has a question for me, but I'm not answering it. Here we go. Stacy says, I love the mermaid colorway and the green one. So the green one that Stacy is referring to is this one just here, which I should get the beads out, but I'll show you them on the website at the end. But hey, if you want to check out all the different colors that we have, there is a link in the description for you to go and have a look where you can view that and see all the different colors that we have. But I will talk about that at the end. So let me just do 1 or 2 last little rows, and then I'll show you how we're going to continue this off and get it finished. We're going to just make a little mini bracelet this time, I think. I don't know if I'll fully finish it so that I can actually undo it and turn it into a full bracelet, because I think these colors are coming together really nicely. What do we think about these colors, guys? Are you liking the 2 purples together? They definitely contrast, and I mean, that purple iris, look how spectacular that is. That's amazing. So let's just do one last row, 1 into there, and down here, and then through our next one, and let's do our last little bead to finish it off. Just here, pull that tight. There we go. So that's going to be the last one. We're going to continue off now, and I'm going to do the edging and the clasp and all of those sorts of things. Now, if we just continue on, so see how I intentionally left a seed bead missing. If this happens to you, you will go, oh no, what's happened? Well, I've done it on purpose, so you can see exactly what might happen. So let's have a big sip of that one. Also, I just want to say hi to Jana, who is watching in Bratislava in Slovakia. I've actually been to Bratislava. It's a great little, somewhere between a town and a city. I went there with my cousin, and it was beautiful. Bratislava is actually beautiful there in Slovakia. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Jana. I'm glad you could join us. So anyway, now to continue along, I'll show you how we finish this off. So what we're going to do, the first step is we're going to add the seed beads at the opposite end of our little piece just here. So first step, we're going to pick up 3 little seed beads, 1, 2, 3, like this. I'm going to go around the corner and just into that last little bead there. So instead of doing these extra twin beads, we're going to just do with our seed beads. So it's going to match exactly. So we put 2 seed beads into each little gap just here. So 2 more seed beads, then 2 more seed beads, and lastly 2 more little seed beads just in there. And that's going to give us a nice clean little end there, nice little edge piece that we can do our work with. So now, coming down this edge, see just here, see how there's all these spaces? I mean, if you like the spaces like this, by all means, leave it like that. I don't mind. Now, the next way we're going to do it, we're going to just join each of these little beads with more seed beads. So I find that it's sort of not quite the exact number of beads that you need. It's going to be 2, maybe 3 beads between each one. So it's just sort of up to you. I kind of find that if you go 2 beads, 3 beads, 2 beads, 3 beads, 2 beads, 3 beads, that works. If you have a looser tension than I do, you might find that 3 beads works really well for you. If you have a really, really firm tension, you might find that it is even better. I'll put it in right-hand view. Jermaine's just asked me, put it in right-hand view, she says. All right. Let's put it in right-hand view. There we go. We're in right-hand view. So anyway, if we just go down this edge, depending on your tension, it'll be 2 beads, 3 beads, or a mixture of 2 beads and 3 beads. So I'm going to do these ones. I find that by my tension, if I do it 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, it gives me a nice distance. Sometimes you might find just 3s or just 2s, whatever. It's up to you. Just sort of do it as you see fit. But anyway, I'm going to do, starting off, pick up 2 beads, and I'm going to go into this little bead on the very, very edge there, the first of our little gold beads, and that gives us this nice gold frame just there. So now I picked up 2, I'm going to pick up 3 little beads there, and I'm going to jump across into the next seed bead. And then see how this one's a little bit closer to each other? It looks like it's not going to quite fit 2 beads, so I'll put it's not going to quite fit 3 beads, so I'll put 2 beads in there and pull that tight, and then that's going to stretch this space a little bit and make it perfect for how many? 3 beads. Look at that. So see how I find that by going 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, it allows you to sort of play with that. But if you just want to do, if you tend to have a really firm tension, maybe 2 will work. If you've got a much looser tension, 3 might work. But otherwise, just sort of a combination of between them. Just got to eyeball it and go, do you know what? It looks like 3 beads will fit in there. Do you know what? This one looks like it'll fit 2, etc. And just do that along this edge so that it fits perfectly. Otherwise, you sort of start to get this bending happening. If you've got this side too short, too tight, it'll bend this way. If you've got it too big, too many beads, it'll bend in the opposite direction. So you can tell sort of if you don't have the tension just right, because you'll start getting bends in your beadwork. So let's do 3 beads here, then 2. But yeah, it's just a matter of like playing with it, getting used to it, sort of seeing how it works for you. So let's go with just 2 beads in this last gap, and then I'm going to go around the corner. There we go. So if we have a look there, see, that's relatively straight. If you have a look though, if I pull that tight, see how it just bends a teeny weeny little bit there like that? I mean, I could just, I'm not going to keep it really firm, but there's probably space somewhere. I could have put like 1 extra bead and then it would be perfect, but it's close enough that it's almost exactly for the number of rows that you have. So if we just continue now, I'm going to go along the edge, and I'm going to go into just this first little seed bead after this edge here. And this is when I'm going to attach my clasp. So the first little side of my clasp, which I have just here, like that. Once again, there, where we've got it all ready now and in position, we can start adding this little clasp section. So see how it's these 2 pieces just here? If I just slide this in, you can see as it was just there. If I just take that little fella out of there, you'll be able to see, but I find that if you keep it like this, it's very difficult to accidentally cause a twist. So let's now pick up 2 of our seed beads. What are we thinking of the gold seed beads? I think the gold seed beads really make this, don't they? So anyway, pick up 2 seed beads, and I'm going to go just through this little loop like so, all the way through, pull, 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 like that. If I just pick up my thread, I'm going to loop back and then go back through those same 2 beads like so, and also through that little seed bead where we're exiting. So more or less, if we pull that tight, you'll see it'll just bring it all together into this single little loop like that. See? So there's the first little loop. Now I'll pick up 2 more seed beads like so, and I'm going to go through this same loop. Ready? Pull tight through that same little loop. Go up there, and we're going to repeat that process. So back down those same 2 beads once more, back down those same 2, and into that size 10 at the bottom, just there like that. And as I pull that tight, there we go, that's going to add this nice little connection piece to this little thing just here. Now if you want to make this extra firm, extra strong, I do recommend it. Go back up and then down, and then back up and then down to re-secure that again. Now if we just go through this, we're going to go across, 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 and into the first bead after this twin. So just pull that through, and we're going to repeat the process with the second loop. So pick up 2, go through the second loop of your clasp, pull all the way through there, back down those 2 beads, and through the seed bead at the bottom. Pull it tight. This is one of my favorite ways of doing clasps, is that you sort of just go up and down, because it gives you a much cleaner finish for your clasp. So up there, whoops, that's got a bit caught. Wasn't paying attention. Let's take it back down through the thing. And here we go. From inside here. Try not to go round the outside of those other edge beads. Oh, I'll go down into it even. You can do the same. Doesn't matter if you go up and down, then down and up, whatever. Turn, go back down those same beads again, I mean, it's handy that I've got this green thread. You can see exactly where the thread is going, but I wouldn't recommend when you're making an actual finished demo piece using the green. With this particular kit, we give you a lovely neutral skin tone color. It's like a beige. It's sort of like a brownie toned, a very light brownie tone. So kind of works with all skin tones, which is great. If you're relatively light pale skinned like me, I'm very, very white skinned, it hides nicely on top of that. And if you've got quite darker skin, you're also going to find that it just disappears and hides on there as well. So I'm going to just undo my stopper bead now, take that off. Remember how we made a stopper right at the beginning? We don't need our stopper anymore. We've added the first side of our clasp, so now we're going to go down this second side of our design. So if I just continue now, keep my tail thread out of the way, you would deal with that one a bit later. You could, if you wanted to, tie these two threads together, but like I said, I'm going to take it apart so I can make it the full length, because they are really, really quick to put together. And now I'm going to go down this next edge. So again, just change the number of beads as you see fit to get it that perfect size. So I'm going to go with 2 this time. Now I'll do 3. 1, 2, 3. Was this design easier than you thought it would be? Did you think it was going to be a little bit more difficult to make this? This is the great thing about a lot of jewelry making projects, is once you learn the basic little technique, you just repeat until you've got it the right length for what you want. So anyway, here we are. We're at that point. Oh no, I forgot to put a bead in. Whatever will I do? Oh no, terrible. Disaster has struck. Well, no, it's all fine. Once we're at this point, you can see we're coming out of this bead here. If we follow this little thread path, we're going to go down into this bead. And all of this bead work is going to get hidden by our outer edge of thread. So we can just go underneath here and into this bead. And hey, look, we're in position to add one little bead. We can just put it in there. Look at that. So we go down there, pull that tight, and look, now we have our bead. So if I just go now from here, I can even just jump straight back into here, back into that first twin. We'll go down into this hole, up into the one beside. And ready? How do you like this? We can go straight out of that little hole of that gold bead, and we're now in position to start adding the rest of our rows. The great thing as well is once we've added these little beads, you'll soon find that the thread will just go back to being completely hidden. So if I just weave that, jiggle it a bit. So see that? I went through. If you look really, really, really closely, far closer than anyone would ever see your bracelet, if you look in there, you can just see little joins of these threads in there. But obviously you would never see that from more than, like, you know, how close we had to that little thing there. So let me just give me 5 seconds. I just need to, I've been told there's an emergency that I've just got to sort real quick. Hopefully, let me just, sorry, I've just got to fix a computing problem that we're having with our shipping software, funnily enough. So let me just take 5 more seconds and then I'll be able to continue. 1 second more. There we go. Good, all done. That's all I had to do. Look at that. Aren't I just a whiz with fixing things? So anyway, there we go. Now I can continue on. Let's go 1, 2, 3 more seed beads, is it? Nah, this one looks a bit small. Let's go just 2 seed beads in that gap. Go down there and fill that one. Then 3. And then 2. Then 3. Then 2. And then I'll finish off with, do you know what, actually I'm going to do 3 on that last one because I'm going to do 2 on the last one. See, you can just go back through the thing and go, do you know what, that's a little bit tighter than I would have liked it to be. You can just give it a little tug and you feel it. You go, do you know what, that feels a little too tight. Let's add 1 extra bead. So I'll just put 1 more in, fill that space. Look at that, there you go, no more problems. It's much, much better now. Just that tiny, tiny difference of 1 bead here, 1 bead there makes a big difference. So we'll go up into that corner with 2 little beads, and look at that, it is now fully beaded, and all we have to do is come around this corner and go into that same set of beads. So if we have a look, we want to make sure we're using the exact same beads as we did on this side. So see how on this side it's the one before the middle twin and the one before the first twin. Let's do the same on this one. So the middle twin is this one, so we need to go through 1 more bead just so that it's symmetrical, okay? And now we're going to pick up 2 seed beads, and this way we don't have to worry about our work getting, like, we know it's going to work properly because they're not twisted or anything like that. So if we have a look, it's right there, and if I pick up my 2 beads, this is the loop that I'm going through just here on the far end. So this one here is connecting to this loop. We'll go through there, pull it tight, and then back through those beads once again, once and twice, pull through, and through just that first little seed bead into here, over the top, keep that thread out of the way, pull, 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 and there you go. That's going to give you your first little connection. Let's pick up 2 more, go through here again, back through those beads, and the one at the bottom, then the twin, and then 2 more, till we're coming out where we're going to add our next little claspy bit. Pull tight, and now once again, pick up 2 beads, 1 and 2, through that little loop, give it a tug so that it's nice and firm, go through there, and back through those 2 beads, try not to get the thread caught, and down, there we are, and then the final 2 beads up into here, pull it tight, back down, pull it tight, and across. And then ta-da, you have a ring. You have a very small Barbie bracelet. But anyway, if you were to just continue, obviously, extending the number of twin beads inside of your pattern through the center, you could make it considerably longer. You can do ones with some gorgeous patterns like I have with this one, which come as part of our little thing here. You can just do it as one single pattern like that, just the plain bead like this. And now the last one as well, which is one of our 15 patterns, is this little design just here, which this one doesn't come with the standard kit. This is only part of our bundle. So when you buy any 2 or more, or if you want to buy our 15 pattern pack, you can get it that way. So if I just jump over real quick to the Bead Spider website for today, this is what our website looks like today, which is Friday the 10th of February at 4 p.m. UK time. That's what it is right now. We have, oh, I need to refresh this actually. I've made some slight changes. Okay, see, upcoming shows. Do you see that? So anyway, if you have a look just here, this is today's tutorial, the Gemini twin bead bracelet, what we've just been making, the 2-stripe color version just there like that, which there's one of the other demo pieces in one of the other colors. So if you click on this, or if you're just watching there on Facebook or YouTube, there's a little link there in the description which says Gemini bracelet or something like that. Click on that and it will take you to the page on our website where you can view all of the different colorways. You can get the pattern if you want to, but you can also find where you get our any 2 or more Gemini bracelet bundle. So scroll up a bit, there's the video on the same page as well. So if you find this page and you go, oh, I need to see the video again, it's all on the same page. So if you want to have a look, there is the mermaid magic that I've just been demonstrating just here. If you have a look over here, the secret garden, which I absolutely adore. If you have a look, it's got this gorgeous semi-metallic sort of green here. It's got a transparent green. We've got an opaque sort of turquoisey color as well, and then just here we have this really lovely semi-transparent turquoisey color which has silver lined beads as well. So it makes 3 bracelets per kit. So if you work that out, it is around about £6 per bracelet. Really good value. And of course you also have the varying seed beads up there as well. The silver lightning is this one, and then the vintage rose is just there as well. So whichever one of those, if you want to get that, you can get that one just on its own. You can also just get the Gemini 15 peyote patterns on its own as well. But this is where the real best value comes into. You get 15% off when you buy our any 2 or more bundle. So if you click on this one just here where it says select options. Now, we've been doing some updating to the website recently, so there's a little something I need to show you. It's a bit weird, it's a bit funny, but it'll be fixed soon. But for today, it seems a bit strange, but I'll tell you about it. So anyway, the bonus free pattern offer, you have until February 19th. So today is the 10th, you have 9 days till next Sunday. If, for example, you said, oh, I love that mermaid magic one, for some reason, the little plus and minus buttons, they've stopped working. We did some updates. It's just a minor glitch. We're going to fix it very soon. But you can see, if you just click inside here, click in there, you can just type however many you want. So you can say, hey, I want 3 of that color, just that color. It doesn't matter. As long as you're choosing at least 2. So I'll say 1 of the mermaid magic. And I'll come on down and I'll say, do you know what? I want one of these silver lightning ones as well. I loved that one. And then I was coming down and you go, oh, do you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get all 4. I'm going to get them all. You can say, I want 1 more of this one, as long as you're getting at least 2. So you just click on it and say, yeah, I want 1. Use that keyboard to type it in. If you want 2, click 2. We don't care. Do whatever you want. Add it to the basket, every single one of them. Instead of £18, you're only paying $15.26. Now, if you're in the US or or in Europe, if we just scroll up just here, you can see you can choose your currency if it hasn't automatically come to the currency that you want. So if you're in Europe, you can pay in euros. If you're in the US, you can pay in US dollars. It will be automatically just converted to your price for your currency. But depending on where you are in the world, it should be automatic, I would think. But anyway, once you've done that, click that button, add to basket. And now if we have a look up here in the top corner, it says, hey, you've got a product in the basket. It says you've got 2 products in the basket. Whatever could it be? Well, look at that. 15% off any 2 or more Geminis, and you've also got your 15 Gemini peyote bracelet patterns download for free. 0, nothing, zilch, denada, completely yours, no cost whatsoever. But you only need to have 2. So I chose 4 colors. As long as you've got at least 2 in there, it doesn't need to be all 4. Any 2 or more, you will also get those patterns in there as well. So let's just have a look at our basket. View the basket. There it is. Look, I said I want 1 of those, and I want 1 of those, and I want 1 of those, and I want 1 of those. And it said, thank you very much. You've got 15% off each one. And you've got our 15 pounds patterns download there for free as well. You can just choose your type of shipping that you want to go with, proceed to checkout, and then Robert is your uncle, as they say. So anyway, if we just take that one out, we can go back. I'll go back to the home page because there are some things I want to show you. If you missed Joe's first tutorial of the year on Tuesday, that's this one just here. She did the figure 8 pearl bracelet. You can just click on that. Miss the tutorial? No problem. Just scroll up. There's the video. Scroll back down. here is the Highland Hues figure 8 bracelet bundle, and here is the Mediterranean Sea figure 8 bracelet bundle just here. But if you want to get 15% off, you can get them both. Add it to basket, click there, you'll get one of these and a 15% discount. Bargain. You can also scroll on down and see there's plenty of other things, but it's a great little tutorial. If you didn't see it, just hit that big red button right there and you can watch that tutorial from beginning to end and see the entire process. So that's another option just there. And now this one. Now, no matter what you do, today is Friday. You have until Sunday. So come on this one up here where it says upcoming shows. This is going to come on Sunday. So if you click on this one, we're going to do part 2 of our cubic right angle weave pendant, part of our Elizabeth necklace pattern. So if you have a look just here, you can see, hey, look, who's that? That's the Queen. The Queen wore this. The Princess Diana she lent it to Princess Diana, and it was lent to Kate Middleton as well. We've done like a tribute version of the very same necklace. Watch my tutorial. This is part 1. Over here, if you click on this, this is part 2. It'll go, hey, you can't watch this yet, but you can put a reminder to watch this on Sunday. But if you like this particular necklace and you want to make it yourself, you can get it. We have our kit just here, which is 10% off until Sunday. So if you want to get that nice 10% discount on that one, add it to your basket. You have until Sunday. If you want to just get the pattern, now bear in mind our kit includes the pattern. You do not need to buy this additionally. So you can get the whole kit, which comes with the full instructions just there. But if you just want the instructions on how to make that cubic right angle weave pendant, the multi-strand clasp, and how to do all of the knotting of the pearls, just that, there it is there, £12, and includes the instructions for the multi-strand clasp. It's there. That's if you don't get the kit. If you get the kit, you don't need to buy this. We do also have the matching bracelet, which is here, which looks gorgeous as well. Some of our spider-on thread, our micro crystals, because this particular design uses our size 11 crystal seed beads, micro crystals down there, which if you want to see, we've got loads and loads of colors of those. There's loads of them. These are all exactly the same size as your size 11 seed bead. So if you have a Japanese size 11 or a Czech size 10 seed bead, they are the same size. These are exactly the same size. You can swap them one for one, and then they look like little crystals, ultra sparkly. This is how we get that fantastic effect on our Elizabeth necklace. We've got lots and lots of colors for you to have a look through if you want to check that out. But anyway, that's everything that's been happening at the minute. One last thing that I will tell you from our homepage. See this little button that says join newsletter? There's also a link in the description there on YouTube and on Facebook that tells you about getting a £5 voucher for our website. If you join up to our newsletter, you just type your email in there, click submit. We will email you with a little welcome email saying thank you very much. Here is a voucher to get £5 worth of our patterns completely free. So it's a great way, even if you want to just get our bundles and you're brand new to us completely, you can check out, we have loads and loads of patterns up in the patterns section of our website here. All patterns, there's about 150, and I'm endeavoring to get more and more and more of them onto the website. But yeah, go check them all out. There's loads and lots of things to see. But that is pretty much it for today's tutorial. If you want to go and get that bundle, you will get your 15% off, and you'll also get the 15 bonus patterns as well here for making more of these Gemini bracelet designs. So there we go. That is pretty much it. Now, Amy says, are they full amounts of twin beads comparing to buying them separately? Yes, you get, I think it's 12.5 grams or so. Amy says, could you actually attach directly without the clasp to make a ring? Yes, you actually could, which this is a fun idea. You could just stitch the two ends of your peyote from one end to the other, and that would indeed make a gorgeous little peyote stitch ring. If you want it to be a bit thinner, you could do it 4 rows instead of 6, or maybe lose the seed beads, but that isn't something that you could do if you wanted to. That's a good question there from Amy. You'll have extra twins. We've given you so many twins. We've said 3 bracelets, but you've probably got enough twins for closer to 4. But we wanted to make sure we wanted to make sure you have enough, so you have 4 colors. It's definitely enough for doing your 3 bracelets in there as well. But yeah, hopefully you will get some good enjoyment out of that. Joe will be back on this coming Tuesday, so next week it's going to be like tile bead week. That's what our plan is. Joe has a tutorial using tile beads on Tuesday, and I am also going to be using tile beads on Friday. So that's going to be back next week. Make sure you are watching my YouTube premiere on Sunday as well, 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and 7 a.m. on the West Coast. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for today. It's been lots of fun. Who have we still got with us? I know Amy is still here. Purple Penny is still here as well. We have Lorraine. She said, great design. I found some mixed color packs, which I don't know how to use, but this is perfect. Well, I'm glad you've got that. Eugenia is still here. Janet was here. Rhonda, she says, I'll be ordering mine after the tutorial. I'm glad to hear it, Rhonda. Let's see, who's still with us from Facebook? Come on now, where are you, Mr. Facebook? Where are my friends on Facebook? Here we go. Shane was here. We have MB Craft. Welcome. She said, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Irina was here. Thank you very, very much as well. And Sandy Easter Lamas, lovely of you to join as well. I'm so glad you were here to join us. Sandy is up early in California. I know that one. Sandy's been a long time viewer. But anyway, so lovely to be back. I'm so glad you could all join us again for my first one of 2023. But yeah, don't forget, of course, if you are brand new, to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers, and go watch that other video so we can get to a million people on our YouTube channel watching our elastic bracelet video. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had lots of fun. I will be back once again next Friday with another brand new Bead Spider tutorial. Thank you all very much for watching. See you later. Have a lovely weekend and go do some fun beading. Bye bye.